Marble is one of the most expensive rocks in the world. A single block can cost $500,000. The ancient Romans built the Pantheon with it, and today it is still used in the most important buildings around the globe. Every day, 500 tons of marble are extracted from the mountain, requiring massive machines and powerful explosives. But how is marble extracted from quarries? We visited a factory to find out how they cut and polish marble. In northwest Italy lies one of the world's largest marble deposits. Marble has been quarried here since Roman times. At about 1,700 meters above sea level, in the hills of northern Italy, you'll find one of the largest marble quarries in the world. For centuries, white Carrara marble has been extracted from this area. A white line crowns the mountains rising above the city of Carrara. This place was once a seabed covered with shells, but over more than 140 million years, those shells transformed through enormous tectonic forces into towering peaks of white stone. What might seem like snowy peaks from a distance are actually mountains made entirely of marble. Marble from this region is prized worldwide for its pure white quality and its millennia-long history. Carrara's quarries have produced more marble than any other place on Earth. The quarry as a whole is valued at over €1 billion and produces 4 million tons of marble each year. A single slab can cost up to $400 per square meter, and throughout history it has been used to construct some significant buildings like the Pantheon in Rome and Michelangelo's iconic statue of David. Massive machines tear the valuable rock from the mountain and transport it down dizzying roads to the valley where it begins its journey around the world. The roads are steep, narrow, and full of dangerous curves. Every day, 600 trucks travel these paths, each carrying 50 tons of marble. This quarry has 25 levels, each 8 meters high, with a total height of 200 meters. The first stage is drilling. Miners use drills to make strategic holes in the mountain. To extract the marble, a new part of the mountain has to be blasted. 75 kilos of explosives are placed into the drilled holes, each 3 meters deep. The explosives must detonate deep inside to break the rock. Once the blasting is complete, the extraction of marble blocks from the mountain begins. Each day, 500 tons of marble are cut. To cut it without damaging it, a cutting wire that slices through marble like cheese is used. This steel wire is reinforced with round beads impregnated with one of the hardest materials on Earth, synthetic diamonds. There are several extraction methods for cutting marble blocks. Workers can use a chainsaw that penetrates up to 5 meters into the marble or a 5mm diamond wire saw. To obtain the marble, the quarryman drills 3 holes, 1 vertical from the top and 2 from the base. A long saw placed on rails makes a horizontal cut at the bottom of the rock. Once this cut is finished, the operation moves to the top. A worker passes a diamond wire through the rock to cut the back. The ends of the wire are joined and then attached to the flywheel of a 50-horsepower motor. With this machine, they can carve the mountain with high precision. The wire cuts the rock, continuously lubricated with water as it spins. This technique is repeated twice to cut the remaining sides until the block completely detaches from the mountain. At full power, the diamond-reinforced wire can cut at 45 meters per second. Sometimes large chainsaws are used to cut extremely heavy blocks. The cutter takes 10 hours to slice through the marble. When the 2 cuts intersect, the marble block is ready to be extracted. The next step is to remove the giant block from the mountain side. The piece weighs 500 tons and is so tightly bonded to the mountain that even an excavator cannot pry it loose. The ancient Romans sometimes used wooden wedges in marble cracks, soaking them with water to expand and separate the rock. Instead of wood, modern quarrymen use hydro bags. Water is introduced into the bags through a valve, expanding them with a force of 600 tons. Workers insert rocks into the fissure to prevent the marble from moving. As the bags expand, they insert larger stones to keep the gap open until it is big enough to bring in heavy machinery. The excavator comes into action and stops when the marble teeters on the edge. They must ensure it doesn't shatter upon hitting the ground, so the fall is cushioned with a bed of sand and mud. With a price tag of around €1.5 million, it is crucial that the block falls correctly. The machinery gently nudges it to to fall onto a soft mound of dirt. The giant marble block is undamaged. Each block is 8 meters high, 6 meters wide, and weighs 500 tons. The blocks are too large, so they are cut into smaller 18-ton pieces. Marble cutting is usually done vertically, but sometimes horizontal cuts are made, depending on the area's morphology. A diamond cutter removes defective parts. Once cut, the marble blocks are transported to the truck with an excavator. Often the pieces are so large and heavy that even the excavator's bucket fails. In this case, they are cut again with the diamond saw. In the past, the blocks were slid down the mountain. However, now they are loaded onto trucks. The dump trucks are loaded with special care, sometimes requiring 2 excavators depending on the marble's size and weight. The dump trucks transport the marble blocks from the upper levels to the quarry's lower plant. There, the marble blocks are washed after extraction. Before transporting the marble blocks, specialists measure them to shape them correctly with the appropriate cutting method. Due to their large dimensions and weight, the blocks must be moved and handled with specific machinery during loading, unloading, and processing. Once the classification process is complete, enormous shovels load the blocks onto trucks for the winding road journey to Carrara. Each trip from the valley is extremely dangerous. The slightest mistake could mean death. Around 600 trucks travel this route daily. After loading the marble blocks, they head to factories or the Carrara port. After a 45-minute journey, the trucks deliver the marble to the factory, where it becomes one of the world's most expensive marble slabs. A single slab can cost more than $10,000. Depending on how they are extracted and their veining, some blocks are more expensive than others. For example, a slab of Calicotta marble can cost more than $10,000 per ton. Last year, 1.2 million tons of blocks crossed the Italian border to China, the United States, and Germany. The rest goes to local companies and artisan workshops scattered along the coastal villages of western Tuscany. The blocks are usually stored outdoors in the blockyard until the next processing phase. Marble remains in the yard until an order arrives, allowing it to adorn the walls of an elegant building. They are cut according to the order in the sawing area. Here, the blocks are sliced into smaller slabs with 76 diamond saws, cutting slabs as thin as 2 centimeters. They are then shaped and polished according to the requested size. Polishing enhances the marble's shine, leaving a smooth, glossy surface. Workers handling Carrara marble continue a rich artisanal tradition. Marble extraction concludes at the Carrara port, where marble pieces are loaded onto ships and transported to designers of the world's most exclusive buildings. Like the video if you enjoyed it and share it with someone who might be interested. Also, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications to keep learning. Enjoy!